The film opens with a framing device, an old Norwegian folk tale about trolls, warning that they were once real and that humans drove them into the mountains, setting up the theme that myth is just history. People chose to forget. In the present day, a tunnel is being drilled through the Dovre Mountains as part of a railway project. The drilling triggers a sudden violent seismic event that kills a group of protesters and workers on site. Nora Tideman, a paleontologist, is brought in by the government to consult, alongside Andreas Isaacson, an advisor to the Prime Minister who essentially serves as the audience's normal person trying to keep up with the science and the madness. Nora has a complicated history. Her father, Tobias, spent his career as a folklore professor insisting that trolls were real and was ostracized and dismissed by the academic establishment for it. Nora grew up torn between loving her father and being embarrassed by him and hasn't spoken to him in some time when the story begins. The Prime Minister assigns Captain Chisholm, a military officer, to escort Nora, Andreas, and eventually Tobias, whom Nora reluctantly reaches out to, into the mountains to investigate directly. Tobias is initially treated as a fringe figure by the soldiers and officials, an old man with outdated theories. But he's the only one who actually knows what they're dealing with. While surveying the area, the team unknowingly disturbs a creature that had been dormant and camouflaged as part of the mountain itself for centuries. A troll roughly 150 feet tall. He wakes violently and begins moving toward populated areas. Panicking, the government scrambles a military response led by Chris, determined to kill it before it reaches any town. Heavy weapons fire barely scratches the creature, and in the chaos, it kills a soldier by eating him. Tobias, believing communication rather than force is the answer, steps out into the open and tries to calm the troll with slow movements and a soft voice, and for a moment it actually seems to work, the creature pausing and looking at him. But another military vehicle arrives and opens fire without warning, provoking the troll into a rage. It lashes out with its tail, striking Tobias and sending him flying. Cradled by Nora as he's dying, he only manages to say, "Listen, my child," believe before he dies, leaving whatever crucial warning or knowledge he had incomplete. Devastated but driven, Nora returns to her father's old research and notes to try to finish what he started. She learns several key details. Sunlight is lethal to trolls, effectively turning them to stone. Church bells and Christian symbols provoke and pain them. A holdover from Norway's forced religious conversion centuries earlier, and Tobias's notes hint that the troll's rage is not mindless, it's personal. Desperate to stop the troll before it reaches Oslo, the military attempts to use mass church bells to repel or subdue it. The operation fails catastrophically. The sound only enrages the creature further, and 3 military helicopters are destroyed in the resulting chaos, with significant loss of life. Public panic grows and the Prime Minister is forced to address the nation on television, trying to project control over a situation that's clearly spiraling. As the troll continues its methodical march toward the capital, Nora pieces together that it isn't randomly rampaging, it's following a specific path, one that leads directly to the royal palace grounds. She and Andreas go there and are brought underground by Rikard Sinding, the chief of the royal court, who finally reveals the full buried history centuries ago. During Norway's Christianization, the ruling church and crown exterminated the trolls as a matter of policy. His family's remains were never given any peace. They were hidden away in a secret mausoleum built directly beneath what is now the royal palace, constructed on the very site of his destroyed home. Sinding admits that officials, including those who discredited Tobias, protected this secret for generations, effectively ending Tobias's career and reputation to keep the truth buried. Armed with this knowledge, Nora's goal shifts entirely. She no longer wants the troll killed. She wants him saved and returned to the mountains. She takes the skull of his child from the underground burial chamber, planning to use it to lure him away from the city, rather than let the military corner and kill him. She commandeers a vehicle, notably one belonging to the Queen, and coordinates with Chris to get military support in position, while Sigrid, a young hacker working with the team, prepares to disrupt the military's ability to strike from the air. The plan partially works, but goes wrong in a very human way, as the Troll King chases the vehicle carrying his child's skull through Oslo streets. He becomes distracted and transfixed by his own reflection in a glass skyscraper, a quietly tragic moment suggesting he doesn't even recognize what he's become. The skull is damaged in the pursuit, and his grief curdles further into rage. Cornered on a hill outside the city, the military attempts to finish him with a missile strike from a fighter jet. Sigrid hacks the jet's targeting systems in time to prevent it from firing. Soldiers instead set up massive UV floodlights to simulate sunlight, and the light begins burning and weakening him. Nora, unwilling to let him die this way either, has the lights shut off and pleads directly with the exhausted dying creature, urging him to retreat back to the safety of the mountains while there's still time and to let go of a fight he can't win. He tries, but dawn breaks before he can get to safety, and natural sunlight finishes what the floodlights started. He turns to stone and dies, the very last troll, taking whatever remained of his people's history with him. Publicly, the government and military declare the crisis over and take Creature for a clean victory. Privately, Nora and Andreas are left uneasy rather than relieved, quietly wondering whether there might be others like him still hidden in Norway's mountains, the film pointedly refusing to let the audience feel fully at ease with the win. That doubt is confirmed in a mid-credit scene elsewhere in the Dovre mountain range. Rock and rubble suddenly explode outward, accompanied by a deep, guttural roar, unmistakable evidence that another troll is stirring, setting up the story and the eventual sequel without giving any further resolution. The film ends on that unsettled note, the past humanity buried, and nobody in power seems to have actually learned anything from what just happened.